evening, everybody. It is another Wednesday, the 30th of November. It is another Wednesday, the 30th of November. It is 7:07 East African time, and welcome to another episode. I am your host, Martin, and I'm hoping we'll have a fruitful conversation, especially today. I discovered a word called gaslighting, and let me just say it is all been a lie, man. It is all been a lie. And let me just bring in a speaker over here. It has just been another one hell of a day. Once you realize such, I didn't think it was existed. I thought it was this new names, but after researching, man, well, yeah, yo, CP,
Hey,
how you doing? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm tripping, man. See, it's not been a good day. It's been those days when you discover things, then you are like, man, I don't know. Do you know what gaslighting is? Maybe,
I have an idea.
man. If you have an idea, then man, you not you know I saw it, so I went and to YouTube and I searched for gaslighting to see what it actually means, man. And weirdly enough, it is one of one of the characteristics that you will get to know if somebody is a narcissist. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
And the fact that gaslighting, in simple terms, is just making somebody question their own reality.
Can I interrupt you for a bit? Your sound is a bit.
Pardon?
Your sound is not clear.
Is it clear now?
No, not yet.
Uh, how about now?
Yeah, no, it's clear.
It's clear. Christine,
Yeah,
clear.
it's better. So not exaggerated.
Uh, how about now?
Yeah, now I can hear you properly.
Sawa, sawa. So I was saying, man, like I thought it was not real that somebody can make you question your reality. But after researching, and it's got me thinking, maybe I'm a victim of gaslighting. I'm not trying to portray myself as a victim, but I think I've experienced gaslighting, man. But I can't put my finger on it anyway. Can't put my finger on it. Hey, how about you, man? How's the week been since the last time we met, man?
The week's been good. Not much has gone on. Bit of moving around and nothing intense has happened. Nothing exciting. Hoping for maybe the holiday things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We get a lot more stuff to talk about.
Sijakupata hiyo part ya mwisho, nikaa network yako inaenda up and down.
I'm hoping the holiday changes that. It's been a boring week. Yeah, that's the top word. It's been a boring week, but hopefully the holiday, provide some sort of entertainment, interesting
naona December ikiwa na entertainment. Me, I'm seeing this December me being broke as fuck, man. Don't know how I can afford this December. Man, I do not understand. Hey, man, how do people get rich? That's a rhetorical
I
question.
if you do get the answer to that question, you listen.
Pardon, I lost you there.
If you do get the answer to that question, I'm listening.
Hey, man, cause I'm looking at my finances now, and I'm trying to project it. And this podcast is a good. Let me see if people will finance this podcast, man. Cause yeah, this December, I'm not seeing this December being that. Maybe I'm just being. Maybe I'm just being on the darker side of things.
I don't know. It's too early to say. I'm keeping an open mind about it.
If the two no na juu ya the recession that COVID caused, it's gonna be kind of expensive to do the things that we used to do. So the budget that we think, what I'm just saying is the budget that we think we are supposed to be having on December may have increased by like maybe 30%. Yes, exactly. So I'm not saying that we'll be broke. It's just that it's gonna be a tough December and January. This is not like the previous December. You know, the previous December was easy. If in hindsight, it was an easy December.
I already paid my rent for December and January, so I'm hoping the rest works itself out.
As long as you've paid your rent and you have food, the rest will follow. That. But then, can you just are we going to plan on surviving?
No. We need to thrive.
Yeah, man, we need to thrive. But yeah, you to the it's different. It's different to see things in a different perspective.
Welcome to adulting.
Eh?
You're gonna hate it here. Welcome to adulting. You're going to hate it here.
It's not hating it. It's just realizing that you have to, what is the word? You have to create value in yourself so that you can buy back your time.
Mm-hmm.
In essence, to be able to quit to do your own thing, you need to be able to have value to make you quit your job. I'm to quit what you're doing and do something else.
Yeah, I guess it's so far.
Because with that type of thinking, then when somebody quits, he should be quitting knowing that he has the value to get what he wants out there.
No, meaning from an article I was reading,
Uh-huh.
at the end of it said you are not paid according to how hard you work. You're paid according to how difficult you are to replace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Pardon?
That statement stuck with me for a while.
Man, I'm telling you, it's, how can I put it? Just it's like when I came to when I was watching a certain video on YouTube. They were saying a plan and a strategy are two different things. A plan is something that you follow through, but a strategy is how are you going to make this plan to follow through. A strategy doesn't follow through. A strategy is the things you're going to do to achieve something, not the things that you need to do to get this. Are you getting the difference? So a strategy, for example, let's say I'm selling clothes, isn't it? A strategy will be what type of clothes will sell in the specific seasons of the year. So I pick the days, then I choose a strategy. I say now my strategy will be I'll on the first 3 months of the year, I'll be doing this type of clothes. So what plan will I develop so that this strategy will be executed?
But I'm guessing with a plan, you also have to factor in variables, resources, and whatnot.
Yes, but you see, there's a okay now. Yeah, this is where now the nuance comes in. A plan is not a strategy. Okay, a plan is just the way you're going to do this strategy to achieve it. A strategy is what actually push things forward. So when most of the time when we say we are making a plan, it's not actually making a plan. We're coming up with strategies. Then from those strategies, we're going to make up a plan to follow through to achieve this strategy. Umepata the nuance? Or should I give you a minute? Yo, Sipi, unanisikia? Yo, Sipi, I think I've lost you. I think we've lost you, man.
Just give me a second. I'm going to rewatch the sound. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Ran out of data for a sec there, so I go back on those. I don't know what.
So did you hear what I was saying?
Yeah, part of it.
Till where?
Yeah, talk about plans, strategy, factoring in variables. And,
Okay, what I can summarize is if I can summarize it, is when we say we are coming up with a plan for something, it's not actually coming up with a plan. We're coming up with strategy.
Okay.
Then a plan is a set of things that follow each other to execute the strategy.
Okay.
So let's say we want to you want to build a house, sindio?
Yeah.
So you'll come up with strategies on where you're going to save the money, strategies of how you're going to save your cash, strategies on how you're going to do this, strategies on how you're going to do that, strategies of one. You're getting it. Then you're going to follow a set plan on when you start building.
Alright, but now if we consider like this as we continue to follow the plan and things change, let the plan changing our strategy.
Pardon?
Like let's say something happens in mid execution,
Mm-hmm.
you have to adjust whatever you're doing to accommodate it. You change the plan or the strategy.
Now, what we change is usually the strategy.
Yeah.
Because strategy doesn't follow a set line. Strategies are things I want to do. They're like goals. No, sorry. There are ways to achieve this goal. Okay.
Yeah.
They don't follow each other. You may say, so that's what you get. So because these activities or strategies don't follow each other, we come up with a plan, because a plan should be formal and follow a set. It should be predictable. That's why you're able to find the flow when you're doing the plan. When you do the plan, you don't adjust your plan, you adjust your strategy. If your competitor releases a product that you're releasing a week before you either adjust the release date, then you go back to your strategy and see what else can I do to circumvent what he has done. The plan is still there on how we are. So what you do is now you come up with a new plan, how you're gonna, you re-strategize and come up with a new plan. You unapata?
Yeah.
But the plan never changes. What changes is the strategy. How you are going to find the flaws and everything that is the plan. But how are you going to achieve now, because now your competitors release something ahead of you. You know, in the section come up business class, man. Yeah. So anyway, it's just me rambling. I'm trying to double down, to try to heal, to soothe this reality of mine that I've come to realize something called gaslighting, man. Hey, man. It's so easy to make somebody question their reality, especially if somebody is close to you. Like imagine your parent can gaslight you, man. Think about it.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's
Yeah,
imagine such a reaction. Hey, man, yeah. once you realize that, because it makes you wonder if what you know is what you know, if what you know is actually an objective truth, you know, because somebody can make you feel like you're not worth it, yet you are, for their own sake. Then now you end up believing that you're not worthy, and you carry this thing all through life. You think you know, but actually it's not something that is real. It's not an objective truth. Then by the time you realize, you're like, God damn, it has always been a lie. Then you're like, now you start even questioning the very thing that you think you all know, because somebody somewhere was doing it for his own sake, and unfortunately you are not assertive enough to see it, to see the subtleties.
It's hard to see the subtleties when you're questioning the bigger picture.
You know, because okay, there's this book called How to Win Arguments, How to Win Every Argument. And as I was reading through, I haven't finished it. As I was reading through, this guy was teaching, was making the readers understand how to exercise assertiveness. Like, you really have to be a very good listener if you want to win an argument. Unanipata? Because if somebody is arguing and you start coming up with counter arguments in your mind, you waste valuable ammunition that they are giving you as they throw their argument. So in short, use their words to prove your point. Don't use your words to prove your point. But now you have to be assertive enough to understand you're not supposed to use this thing in a manipulative type of way.
Yeah.
So let's say maybe you're negotiating a deal, or you're negotiating a contract. You need to understand why this guy is doing what he's doing, and try to see how can you change this situation into a win-win. So this, one of the things he emphasizes on is you have to listen more than you talk. So that when you talk, if their argument has flaws, then you coming up with your own argument, you poke the flaws. That way now, you saved your ammunition, and now he or she has now to come up with new ways to prove their point, and you poke on that. It's a good way to make sure, especially if you are arguing with somebody who just likes to argue, it's a good way to see the bullshit. So you can know, is it worth it to use my time to listen to this bullshit? Saving yourself 30 minutes of nonsensical argument for nothing. Kama mtu adai, simlazimishe.
What you described, I'm basically now thinking of that book as it's not like the guidebook to gaslighting.
Mhm. Pardon, you're very muffled. Nakusikia kama kuna nasikia uko muffled kiplani.
Hello?
Nasema, what's the book you've just described? Isn't it basically the guidebook to gaslighting?
Not actually gaslighting. Kuna feedback from your end.
Nasema, am I clear now?
Mimi ndo nasikia feedback.
The Bluetooth
ukisema
device is connected successfully.
Is it better now?
Tina, I've just had your notification, man.
Eh?
Of your Bluetooth device.
Yeah, I'm thinking because hii nini yangu the what?
No.
Huh?
Pause. Just nimesikia the notification of your Bluetooth device.
Yeah, I had to connect it because now my basic speaker is trash.
Anyway, yes, it's a guideline, but also it makes you now see the gaslighting. Because you have to be assertive. That's a second thing. And assertiveness tells you that whatever you are capable of, that person is also capable of. So when you're talking to somebody, you have to pause and ask yourself, what is he trying to say? If I'm in their position, why would I say such a statement?
I see.
It has to come. To get to understand this, you have to start studying yourself.
Okay, but what if you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes? Why are you still looking inward?
No, you're not putting yourself in other person's shoes. When somebody tells you a statement, you pause and look at it and ask yourself, why would you say that? Why would he say such a thing? Because some people say things because of insecurities, because of their passive aggressive, because of a lot of things. Some people say things because they don't mean what they are trying to say. So to be able to practice assertive very well, you should be able to hear a statement. That's what I'm telling you. You have to be able to listen. If you're able to listen, you'll be able to see the mood of this guy. And you'll be able to see if this statement is out of insecurity. Is it general criticism? Is it malicious? You're getting it?
Yeah.
Because you yourself are capable of doing what me, Martin, I'm capable of doing what you can do, either good or bad. So when I tell you, when I'm arguing with you and I tell you, how can you do this yet? I'm say something like, you have no right to say such a thing. You see, it may sound like something morally, like he's trying to question your morality, but then who gave him the right to. You see,
Mm.
you yourself know yourself, so you know this person has no right to tell me, have no right to say what I can say. So now you take another step back and say, why would he say such a statement?
Mm.
Does this statement make him uncomfortable? That's why he says that.
Mm.
So you ask yourself, so you ask the question not to inquire, why say I have no right to say that? You investigate and see why he would say such a thing. That way now you'll know if he's a bullshit or not.
Uh,
It's called verbal war. This is very good, especially kwanza at work.
Mm.
It makes you understand why somebody would say what they want to say, and makes you react less. Assertiveness is a thing. It's something I've been trying every time. That's why I've been listening to music, and all of a sudden after trying to be assertive and more listening, I started now hearing the lyrics.
So, well, I don't think I have personally experienced that type of growth in my conversations, because anytime I'm in an argument, I'm basically just in it to win. I have chosen being petty over being sensible many times.
No, but it's also a way of winning. It's just that it's a different battle now. You have been able to save your ammunitions for the next fight. You can be petty but clever. If you know this person is a bullshitter, then he will say you're petty. You're getting it?
Huh?
But then you say, if you're saying I'm petty, then you understand what being petty is. You see, now he has to argue why he's not petty. Yet you are petty. You're getting
Ah,
it? Are you
well,
getting it?
I would be taking my time to just throw it back by
Yes,
any means necessary.
exactly. Now, that's where now a narcissist uses that such a tool for manipulation.
Okay.
You see, for all this while we're talking about how you can defend yourself and be able to get a win out of an argument. Just be able to see what you're truly fighting. So you cannot be throwing your ammunition anyhowly and being what is it called? Being reactive on things that are not actually supposed to be reactive to. Some people just talk shit because they want to talk shit. People say things because they just want to say things. And if you react to it, they use your reaction against you. That's why I'm telling you, you have to be assertive enough to see it and be able to counter it. Now, what a narcissist person will do now, because he will try to now argue you down to make you feel inferior and doubt yourself. In the first instance, we have been trying to see how we can stop ourselves from having an argument with somebody who will waste our time. Now, somebody can use such tricks for gaslighting to take control over somebody. So that's why assertiveness is important. Assertiveness teaches you to understand that he's as human as I am. So kile naweza fanya for my own benefit, he can do it too. So where do I find the balance of me living with this type of people? It is by making sure I waste the least time as possible on them. And that is that is by defending yourself early enough before you realize this person is just bullshitting me. There are people who can just argue for the sake of arguing, just for the sake of it, man. Yet you are throwing your blood and sweat.
Now, hey, the problem. Okay. Well, I get we're all looking for like teachable moments and maybe like moving on after this conversation. What happens if they refuse to see sense?
See, you end it.
Yeah, now unasema my usual weapon for ending arguments is I tend to use sarcasm a lot, and it just goes over people's heads, like sometimes even literally.
Okay. Sarcasm. I don't know. I tend not to use sarcasm.
And I know it clearly doesn't fall under the under the umbrella of gaslighting, so I should be good.
Yes, I prefer using sarcasm in more friendly conversations, because the aim is, if this person doesn't want to understand what I'm trying to say, then this guy is bullshitting me. His aim is to say. That's what I'm telling you. You have to be assertive enough to see it early on. You see it, you stop it. If he continues, now you poke it. You're getting it. If he tries to continue the argument, you now poke it. Now you can. That's when now you can use some subtle sarcasm, but not everybody gets sarcasm. That is the point. That is. It is good to feel good, but then will you feel good later? It's not about feeling good. It's about if is it really worth it to expend such amount of energies to a person who doesn't even give a fuck in the first place. Are you getting it?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
It is not that it is awesome to tell such a person, told you so. You're getting it? It feels so good, but it's only for that time. But at that moment, you had the chance to show this guy, stop fucking around with me if you got nothing to say. But
thank you.
But in a reasonable adult way, by cutting the argument short. You're telling me, you know what? What you have said is fine. If that's what you believe, it is fine by me. Let's end it here. This conversation cannot progress. If you continue to say, whoa, I told you end it here. If you want to continue on yourself. You end it there. You have to be, it needs courage, because these people will try to beat you down for you to see their point. But the moment they see that you won't take the beat down even if they try to, they will stop. Because people love verbal abusing, especially at work. So if they see you as the person who shuts the fuck up whenever they're talking bullshit, they'll be less likely to talk bullshit with you and talk bullshit about you because they know you don't take bullshit. You're getting it? CP, are you still with this? Are you still with us? Yo, CP.
Yeah.
Was I rambling alone?
No.
Oh, so have you heard what I was saying?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
It is something that we were never taught. Let me just say that we were never taught to understand that some people, like our teachers, were kind of, they use such tactics because we were not assertive enough to understand when this person was bullshitting us.
You do realize that we come from an age where social interaction, the only social interaction we know is respect your elders, listen to whatever they have to tell you. Even when
Exactly.
you know it's complete and utter bullshit. The fact that you go against it makes you the criminal is what's unfair about this whole shit as a system.
Yes, because people don't like to see what they could have done. Take a pause and think about it.
They're terrified of the consequences of their own actions.
No. When they see you, they see what they could have done. It is something that, okay, let me give you an experience. I have a friend of mine called TD. So Teddy used to live in Utawala before he got employed at Tuapa, a factory in Kilifi County or Mojaraba. So so you know Coco Gas, this.
Yeah.
So this time it was in Utawala. So they sell is it within? Is it within? It was an alternative to kerosene.
Yeah. I'm aware of
So then they were a startup and they were only in Nairobi. So we were in Steady and we were going to a shop. We had headed to buy some stuff so we can go for a session. Okay, roof to Peke we used to light 102. Then we go, we eat like motherfuckers, man. So so this day I saw it. It is a brilliant idea. But the statement that I said, the statement came from the point that I wish that I had done it. So the statement I said, I think I said like it was more like trying to downplay what they are truly trying to do because I wanted to do what they are doing. So good thing my friend Teddy caught on to that. And akaniambia huwezi sema hivyo, au wase wanafanya kitu kali. So I always can go back to that moment and always revisit it to see what I'm trying to say. You getting it? Like, if I myself was capable of doing that, what about you, CP? From my perspective, now you see where assertiveness now comes to play.
Yeah, I get the picture now.
Now imagine you're arguing with somebody, and that is their premise. Do you think you'll win? Exactly. Even if you throw sarcasm, the sarcasm will fall on their ears because that wasn't their. They won't get it. What they will see is they have won because they made you mad.
Okay. Well, they made you react at least, and I'm guessing that's why. That's where they find even the smallest, the smallest, excuse to call it a victory for themselves.
Exactly. Even ladies do this, by the way. A lady will try to throw you off, especially when they have done a mistake, so that now they can make you react, so that now they can use that reaction as what is this word? No, there's this word. They'll try to downplay what they have truly done with something else. I've forgotten that statement. It's like you're trying to hide something that you have done with something else by bringing something else up. So you have to be, the first thing you have to do is to learn how to be self-control. That's why you need to learn yourself. You need to be able to understand when I get angry, when I don't get angry. So when you find yourself getting angry, then you understand that what this guy is trying to do is trying to make you angry. So you pause and be like, so you're trying to make me angry. So this argument, all this argument is just trying to make me angry. So you'll now withdraw your troops and now try to poke on what they're trying to say. Now, they can't get you angry because you've already seen it. So now you'll understand. Now they're not trying to see. They're not trying. There will be no benefit in this conversation, because the conversation should have a benefit. An argument has to come with a resolve. You have to come up with something. It's either you agree or you don't. And even if you guys don't agree, it is fine. People will tutaishi. I have the book. I think I have the book, a digital copy. I can. It was interesting. Let me just say, it was. You think it is a book to make you argue better, but it's actually helping you choose your fights.
Which is why I was asking in the beginning, weaponizing arguments if it's not exactly gaslighting, it's pretty close.
Yes, but now now the trick, the subtle thing is now You have to protect yourself.
Uh,
Know thy enemy. It is know thyself and you know thy enemy. I mean, know thy enemy and you know thyself.
I think it's both. Or rather, both. Whichever whichever it is can apply.
Yeah, because if you take all this and now go to the 48 laws of power,
Uh,
you can now build this idea with that. Because one of it is you never reveal your cards. I think there's one rule like that. I don't know the subtlety. I don't know the actual words, but I know one is you never reveal your cards to your enemy. You never show the master you know more than them. So especially when you're arguing with somebody who may be somewhere where his word has power to affect you. You have to know how to argue with him. You see how you need to be assertive. Don't just trash talk. Don't just try to beat down your boss on an argument. You rile him up, then ukiona anapanda juu sana unatulia. Unakuwa subservient because unajua he wants this to be done no matter what. Unaiachia hapo. It may feel like cowardice, but then think about it. You will feel good, then what?
I don't know. Sometimes a win is a win.
Imagine if you get a manager who knows sarcasm but doesn't like it.
Rather, it will be a very passive aggressive work environment.
Exactly, but you have to save yourself from that. So that's why I'm telling you. You have to position your. It's now all these things are connected. Let me just say it, because you have to position yourself in a place where it doesn't threaten your position. If this guy is a bullshitter, you don't bullshit with them. If you know your boss doesn't want to listen whatever you want to say, you have to know how to live with such a guy. And when things need to be done, you know how to approach him. So it's not an emotional thing. That's where you think it's emotional, but it is not. Because it's only us who take it personally. Like me, like it is me who takes it emotionally. So if I can remove the emotion from me, then it is not an emotional thing, it's an objective thing. And I can be objective about it. I'll be able to feel the anger, the emotion, then I'll be objective about it. I'm saying I'll be asking myself, why am I angry? Is it because of what he has said? Okay. So then resulting into having to throw back something angry, you pause by asking why they say that, giving yourself time to recompose yourself from that anger.
Okay.
That's how people do it, man. That's how people fight. So ukipatana na msi mwenye anapenda kuargue sana, lazima proof point yake, hata kama itamaanisha akujamishe. It's not worth it. It's just end it. Just unanyamaza, watanyamaza na waendelee na mambo zao.
Choose peace.
Because people just want to ramble on. Like, msene za argue just for the sake of arguing, because you know what, I just want to prove my point, that to tell this guy that si yeye anajua kila kitu. Unaona kila na argue, I make point, I make sense, but ako so passionate to it because he just wants to piss you off. And you, the fact that you get pissed off and now big reactive, anafurahia, because to him it's nothing more or less than just agitating you. So if people find you the person who doesn't argue when they're bullshitting, they'll never do such things around you. Because they know that you don't bullshit. So akikama kubullshit, utaangalia tu, and they continue doing their own thing, because now you know very well you're not supposed to engage. Engage, kwisha.
If you engage, they take that as he reacted. I'm winning.
It is weird to realize that people live like this.
Now the biggest problem is the people who understand this hack don't actually share it with a lot of people.
It's not because they do not share. Sometimes it takes you to read a couple of books ndio kuishikanisha, because this is something I came to realize, that all these books, all the not self-help books per se, but there are books that help you re-strategize your life. They make you understand what you need to do. Kama the 48 Laws of Power, Mastery, How to Win Every Argument. There's a book I have in it, So Good They Cannot Ignore You. There's the 5-second Rule, The Power of Habit, the Willpower Instinct. Just this other book. There are a lot. They're not a lot, but they're specific in a sense of they focus on how you be able to build value in every aspect of your life. But once these things are connected in a sense of all these skills are needed so that you can be able to see what you don't usually get to see. Nasema kitu kama hiyo. Because if I never read it to in every sijamaliza hata by the way. Najua musoma kitabu nusu like si nusu part I read a lot of books part. I don't usually sit down and finish a whole book. Inakuanga tiresome sometimes. And because these are not like novels, these are books zenye unaweza soma one chapter understand. So I usually read like a chapter or two na iache inasima in my mind. I try to see what these principles are. Then pole zina get the principles slowly become part of life. Una get kuiona how this thing can be in your life, and slowly it's like unaweza ku unlock vitu uko na you start unlocking things that you never had such insight, like to understand assertiveness, how to be an active listener, because it's not si rahisi kuwa an active listener and actually listen to what people are trying to truly say, or where a certain statement comes from. I think nimevia from the question. Ukumuuliza nini? Cyprian. CP.
Yeah.
Have I veered off from the question?
No.
So like it's what people are told is you need to read books. That's what I can say. Singepata insight kama singesoma vitabu, because there's this saying that sight is what you see with your eyes, but insight is what you see with your mind.
Difference being?
Insight comes from accumulation of various ideas ziko kwa akili yako. You must have seen and understood them. Ndo hizi vitu ziweze give you the eureka moment. That's why umeniuliza why comes people are not telling you all this, because even if I told you all this, until you understand what all this is, I'll just be telling you. But it is different once you understand it. Because these are things that we are not taught in school. Because these are one of the skills you need to be able to cultivate productive relationships with human beings. As it's not something that you think is important, but the more you realize it is all human, you get to understand that so it's nothing personal. It is nothing personal, man. It's just business. it is you who takes things personal. Like it is like me, myself who takes things personally. Because all these things are just mindsets. Because kama kuna video fulani, there
Hello?
was this. Hello, unasikia?
Yeah, okay. It cut off a bit.
Kuna hii, there's this video ya yenye ilikuwa niliona kwa YouTube ya what can you tell your younger, what do you regret? People from 5 years to 90. Then there was this lady at around 35. She said one statement, it rang until today. And she said, regret is a mindset. Let me say it again. Regret is a mindset.
It's a mindset.
Once you understand that, it is much easier to tackle your past. Because it comes down to, no matter what you think you could have done, that is what you would have done. Nivo. Nothing more, nothing less. And nobody should ever tell you otherwise. If there's something that you could have done, ungefanya saa hiyo. So why should you regret anything anyway? It's all a mindset. But if you have noticed, by then it's changing in a podcast. If you have noticed.
Yeah, niliona.
Nilikuwa nakaa chini
Uh,
hiyo jina Kibandaski
uh,
ilikuwa inanifilia kama, it felt like a poor man mindset. Like
nah.
no,
I like
no,
Kibandaski.
no, and it's not that it sounds good, yes, but what does a kibanda depict? One pattern. It's not that I'm saying, it's just that it depicts that's the standard that you are. It felt like it was I was thinking in a pure mindset, like kibanda, like tunakaa kwa kibanda tu. It just felt.
I mean, but isn't that where most, as much as it doesn't get out, it's where most, okay, let me not say most, a lot of philosophical discussions go down.
But also kuna days. But also a philosophical discussion can happen in Kempinski.
Huh?
Nasema also a philosophical discussion can also happen in Kempinski, in Hilton. That's what I'm saying. It sounds good, but when I look back, it didn't. It had poverty in it. That's when nikaichange nikasema inaitwa sasa chumbani.
Mm.
That's why there was a time I was asking you what name could you, because it felt it rang poverty from afar.
I'm not going to lie. When you asked me that question for a couple of days, my mind was just blank.
Because I was like, man, it just felt poverty. Siko baya. It just felt poverty to me. So I decided nikasema sasa the chumbani, the KY is Kamba. So nikasema chumbani, and who would have thought nitapata the username on Twitter. Hey. With full no abbreviation, no special character, nothing. Hello.
Yeah, I get you.
And there too.
But allow me to just ask.
Ask.
Well, Chumbani, I guess Chumbani portrays well as a podcast. We gather, come, talk about, well, whatever's on the table. So yeah, Chumbani is a good fit for the whole vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But hmm, I don't know if it's actually sheer luck that you managed to find it on Twitter. Oh, my Elon Musk alitoa the previous owner. I don't know.
It was luck, man. It just found me at the right time.
If I damn. Okay. I have I have no one. So I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm just gonna roll with it.
Yeah. It was supposed to say to in the room, we're having discussions in a room. Chumbani. Period. Like that was it. So I think now we can settle on that now. I don't think I'll be changing it anytime. I will not be changing it unless nikufe. Then mnaweza change sasa.
But let me not say, I'm still thinking about the whole Kibandaski thing. For me, it wasn't a positive, right? I was thinking more along the lines of stories a job.
But yeah, but then I took a grow from there.
Okay. Wait, so this one. Why am I even asking? This one can grow. This one is now meant to grow way past where we are now.
Yeah, that's why I really needed to think, because even let's say we have international audience, how will they be saying Kibandaski?
Probably most households, it's the African children get turned into dishwashers and such. After a long day, yes, they're going to need something to listen to as they unwind.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So
Well, let's see how it pans out.
let us see.
I'm hoping the first thing they're going to listen to is advice on gaslighting and navigating arguments.
Man, me, I don't know where that topic came from. it went that long, but man, it was good. It was good actually talking about it. I feel much better. At
My
least,
mind is, you feel better. My mind is absolutely blown. I'm like, hey, wow. Okay, so it's like this,
so
huh?
mm, cause hey man, guys, it's real, man. This shit is real. This shit is real.
Hmm. I haven't even argued with anyone yet, but I can feel like I already feel myself winning.
For me, me I don't usually argue with people. I don't argue with people unless it's something that I know and they're saying and they're telling a lie. Then there we can argue because no, or maybe they're trying to prove. Unless if you're trying to prove a point, I'll also prove mine. Like if it's an argument, we should be. The idea is at the end of the argument, you should have grown. You should have been. You should know more than what you came in with in the argument.
I
That
don't
is
think many people get that. Or if
I-
they do, they just don't care.
exactly that is the aim of an argument. Once you if you know that, then it's much easier. Then you'll know if you're not growing. Maybe this guy is trying to gaslight you to make you doubt yourself and doubt your beliefs and existence. So you should be able to to dodge some patches. If they say you have no right to feel that way, you're telling them how who are you to tell me how I feel, how I should be feeling? Who are you? You throw the question back at them, and you continue feeling what you want to feel, man. Who gives a fuck? It's like how the Stoics say, uh, if once you should be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. You should be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. As long as something is outside your realm of control, you shouldn't bother with it.
I don't even try to think about it twice.
But now the reality is, as humans, we try as much as possible to put the most amount of effort to things that are outside our control, because we do not want the feedback from our reaction takes longer. Example, it is much easier for people to say how fucked up the government is. They can scream about it, but it's much it doesn't really help because they do not control the government. But they cannot tell their family that they're bullshitting because the response or the feedback is immediate. But also, it is not in their control, so they cannot control it. So they try to, but because if they try to come to the eventuality that if I am able to control myself, I can control the world. They see if I can be able to control these big things, I'll be able to control the world. So these are the people who sing revolution. But they cannot see they need the revolution in themselves.
Mm.
So once you, because as long as you know the real control is within you, you can't control what is outside you. You can't even control your body. Imagine, CP.
Mm.
It is not you to tell the shit. It's the shit that tells you to go and shit. You don't tell your body to stop breathing. It will always breathe, and you cannot stop it.
Mm.
So you don't even have control over. The only thing you have control over is your mind. So that's what I was talking about. I was saying, whenever you see yourself, or you feel yourself getting angry, it is not something that they are doing. It is something in you that is causing you to become angry. Something they said is making you feel angry. And if you're feeling angry, it means they are winning, not you. So you have to take control of your anger, see it in an objective view, see that this person is trying to get you angry, and you take yourself away from a situation that will make you become even more angry. Because you took control of what you can control, and that is your anger. You control your anger by making sure to stop this person from causing you to become even more angry, by ending the argument and doing something else. Have I made it sound easier now?
Yeah, it's a bit easier.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I was saying you have to be able to learn yourself, because that's the only person you can learn from.
Mm.
So ukijua kile inakujamisha
Mm.
itakuwa much easier, because now you know mtu akisema hii shit itanipisisha off, so akisema hivi nita then ni jam ni mjibu nachukua statement yenye ameniambia nimtupie back at him.
Mm.
It is not about being the one with the most verbal prowess, unaongea big words. The less you talk in an argument, the better you look. Because akisema kitu unamrushia point, anaongea. Akimaliza unamrushia point, anaongea. Utapata wase wamesomea hii kukuliko. So that's why you have to know. That's why you have to know when to choose your battles. Kena umse amekunotice unataka kutupia vitu na kutupia back. Kena ameshika kiti yako amekurushia. If you know you cannot win the war, you retreat. You retreat to go and re-strategize.
Now, when it comes to re-strategizing, hello?
Hello.
When it comes to re-strategizing,
Mm-hmm.
most people like me usually just think of an exit strategy, like, just how to end it. Does your book mention anything about hitting below the belt? Just for the sake of it.
You can, but the thing is,
Mhm.
you have to be ready to be also be hitting below the belt.
Yeah, fair is fair.
Yeah. So if you're ready to punch, be ready to be punched back. That's that's the reality. If you punch, be ready to be punched back. So the best thing is to never punch in the first place. That is the best strategy, because you don't forget you've got only one life to live, man. This, this is it's called like it's not just about, it's not all. This strategy doesn't just apply to verbal fights, also physical altercations. If you're able to stop the fight from ever happening, that's how you should take it. It may feel better. I know it may feel so good to argue back and do everything, but at the end of it all, you will fall prey to what they were trying to do at the first place, and that is to engage you. It's a win-win for them always. The only win you ever have is for you to stop it. That's your win. It sounds like a cowardly thing to do. It may sound like cowardly, but it's actually not. It's realizing that some fights are never meant to be had. It's only secure people who have a point to prove. If you know your shit, you have nothing to prove. You're getting it. It will be. I'm telling you, it's so subtle that we find ourselves in it. Because most times than not, we project our let me use the word emotions in quote on other people. When somebody tells you you can't do this podcast because of this, and this.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Lanskia.
Yeah,
When somebody says you can't do this podcast because of this, and this, it is easy to see a critic from somebody who's trying to project their, for example, insecurities onto you. This is not even about arguments alone. Even statements what people, especially people who we think they know more than they know. Is getting it, especially our elders. It is up to you to see if they are projecting their insecurities onto you or giving you genuine criticism. Because remember, they are as human as you.
We are maybe both human, but you're listening.
I'm listening, man.
We may be both human, but as you said, It's not always just arguing. Like if it's not the point of view of these discussions is usually one of two things. Either you end up seeing eye to eye, or one person establishes themselves as, superior is not the word. You said someone, no, not you said. Like someone wishes to establish themselves as the more intelligent one in the room.
Not intelligent.
Just
I
right,
can,
like whatever. Where was I going with this?
let's use the word, they'll try to project their, in quotes, insecurities to you through the argument. It doesn't have to be a matter of intellectual superiority.
Mm.
It's a matter of their insecurities. I don't like the word insecurity, but that's the best thing I can. That's the best word to say it. Because sometimes it's not even about how smart I am. I want to be the smartest person in the group. Sometimes somebody feels inferior because he's not the smartest person in the group. So he will try to pull down the smartest person in the group.
Yeah, something like that.
You get it? So he will try to show that this guy is not as smart as you think. So that he can hide his inferiority complex. So when somebody seemingly feels like he's attacking you, it is you realizing that maybe, just maybe, it is not me who's the issue over here. So you look at him, you listen to what he's saying, and you come to a conclusion. This guy is projecting some emotion, some insecurities of his to me. So you do not point them out, by the way. You just stop it by ending the argument. Because what if you point it to them, trying to show that you know what they are doing and you're trying to make yourself look smarter than them, sometimes we don't do it out of goodwill. We try to do it so that we can show them that I know more, and what you're telling me, I'm trying to show, because now I'm intellectually superior than him. I want to show him how intellectually superior I am by seeing what emotions he's trying to project. So tell me, at that point, are you no different from him?
Nope.
You both are still the same person. So that's now where assertiveness comes in and makes you understand such a conversation should not happen. And if this person is trying to come up with something that is unreasonable, you end it. Don't fuel the fire. If this person wants to see your point of view, he will see your point of view. If he doesn't, he doesn't. He has the choice to. So to see, let's not become self-righteous, like thinking that we cannot correct them. Just let it be. That's the best thing you can do. Now you see how it's different than once you look at it more in detail, it doesn't look like cowardice. Hello, Stippy.
Mhm.
Umelala wewe. Are you asleep?
No, I'm listening.
Yeah. I think we can end it for today. Ama, you have anything to say? Some closing submission?
As a closing submission, I would perhaps like to say, as far as discussions go, sometimes as people tend to disagree, maybe with a little more understanding, such as we've been explained to today. Hopefully, the world could come to be a better place. And hope that with these discussions, we going forward, they at least help us get to grow a little bit day by day. Yeah?
Yeah, day by day, man. Day by day. It has been a very good discussion. I didn't think we would go this deep, but man,
Like I said, mind blowing. Okay, the stuff I've written down, I'm going to have to go through this a bit later.
yeah, man, we have to open our minds. We need to read, and that is the thing that we do not do most. Only through reading do we develop insight, and we can now see things from an objective truth, and we let emotions be as they are. As a saying goes, we feel fear, then come up with the reason why we feel fear.
Yeah.
So you feel angry, then you come up with a reason why I'm feeling angry. But the moment you realize you are angry, now things change. Now you can now be able to act on something, or act on that anger in an objective way. Yeah, that's my take, man. Let's build ourselves. Let's become assertive. That's my submission, man.
All right. So hope to see you again around the same time next week.
Yeah, man. Same time, same place. 7 p.m. East African time on Wednesday here at Twitter Spaces. You can catch us every single week
At Chumbani.
at Chumbani, man. Chumbani all the way. Peace. See you guys next time.
All right.
Nawaaga kwa heri.